Well, we are going live. Share with. Oh, okay. I can share my screen. Perfect. All right, I'm just testing out this. Okay, perfect. All right, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a few minutes until people connect, as this is like a surprise live that we are doing. Um, yeah, so we can wait for a bit. Hello there. I hope you all are doing great. So we are going live today to talk about one of my favorite topics, that is business English. But before we move on, I'm going to start with like how long this live is going to be. Definitely not more than 30 minutes, but this is going to be super duper important live session. So we will be starting with a warm welcome, getting to, for you to know me. Then we will be moving on with must have business phrases that can actually help you out to develop your English conversations and sound more fluent and confident during your business meetings. And after we are done with that, we will be moving on with a little bit of mini practice kind of thing. And then we will be talking about those secret weapons that can really help you sound more confident and more fluent. So, whenever you speak, you should sound more confident and fluent, and that's going to be my secrets that I would be sharing with you. After that, we would be talking more in details about a few more things, and by the end, we will be having a Q&A session, like we'll be having a question and answer session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat option, and you can put your message, your question out there. Anything that you would like to share. Okay. Well, I know. Okay, so I have prepared for this live, so I'm going to check out some material there, like just to make sure that I have been giving you out the best information that I can. Well, I don't really go live usually, so bear with me. Well, I would like to say hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live. I am Gina, and my complete name is Gayatri Chavan, but most of my friends and my students, they call me Gina. I'm your one and only internationally qualified and certified business and communication English coach. I have been teaching English for 10 plus years to people all over the place: Spain, China, Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Chile, Peru, Brazil, US, UK, and Australia. Now you might be wondering why those places. Because like people migrate everywhere. We are in a global world, so yes, that's about me. And yes, let's dive into my like one of the favorite topic that I have for you is how do we sound confident during the business meetings? Type yes in the comment section, type yes in the chat if you have ever felt nervous during a business meeting. I'm waiting for you. I'm going to wait for like 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And let me know if you have ever felt nervous or stuck during a business meeting. Thank you so much for your inputs. And yes, that's amazing because that happens to best of us. Well, let me dive into the must have business phrases that you can use to introduce your idea during the during the business meetings. Well, let's say if you're in a business meeting setting and you have to ask for explanation. Let's say the other person is talking to you and talking too much, but you're not able to understand. So, how can you ask for more explanation? Do you have any words? Can you put it in the comment? Can you tell me how can you ask them? I'm going to wait for 10 more seconds. How will you ask? If you don't understand a person, how will you ask? Can you tell me more? Like, how would you ask them? Can you be a little more clear? Okay, can you be a little more clear? Okay, that's a really good input. Perfect. Actually, it's better than saying, what? Huh? I don't get it. Don't say this because that's going to make you sound so unprofessional. So remember, business English rule number one, use a professional English, use a professional language, not a casual one. All right. So yes, you can say, can you be a little bit more clearer? But that can be a little offensive. So here in my aspect, I would say, could you clarify that? That means you're asking for more information and a correct or clear information. So could you clarify that? Okay, perfect. Any questions here? If not, then I'm going to move ahead. Again, same in the business meeting setting. Let's say there is a discussion happening, and usually it happens that one thing leads to the other. And let's say whenever you're in a discussion during the meeting, and there is a topic that is pretty much irrelevant, or you don't have enough facts and information about that topic to actually talk about it during the meeting, and you want to pause, you want to cut that topic out. How would you cut it out? Can you try to put something in the comment, like how would you cut this thing out? Okay, I'm gonna wait for like a few more seconds. Let me say that again. In a meeting, when you're there and the other person is talking about something with not enough information and you want to cut that person out, and you want to pause, you want to say that we are not going to talk about it right now. How are you going to say it in a professional and polite way? Any inputs? Oh, that's a beautiful one, and that's exactly the next phrase that I would like to share, and I'd like to put it in a way. I'd like to add something here. Can I add something? Is like a little authoritative. So you can say, I'd like to add something here. It's perfect. Can I add something? Very good. But rather, you can just say, I'd like to add something here. That's going to make it sound more like that. Actually, that's going to make you sound more confident with, that you being authoritative of what you're saying, but also very polite. That was a good one. Well, moving on to next one. Let's say again, you're in a meeting and okay, yeah, sorry, my bad. Just give me 1 second. I'm just checking on the material. Okay. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay, so we had a little misunderstanding. You can say, can I add something? But it's more about adding on to a point. It's not about cutting somebody. Well, by the way, I'd like to add something is a phrase that you can put it, but only when you want to add something to the discussion. All right? When you add some more information to the discussion. But going back to the other phrase that I was talking about, where you can cut somebody politely, you can say, let's circle back on this one. Let's circle back on this one. Circle, right? So let's circle back on this one. So that's how you're going to talk when you want to cut somebody politely, and you're like, instead of saying, forget it, we'll talk about it later, I don't want to talk about it right now. So politely you can say, let's circle back on this one. Moving on, so the one that you said, can I add something? It's a beautiful phrase, but use it in a way like, I'd like to add something here. And you can use it to add some extra information. And let's say, in a business setting, like when everybody is talking and you have this brilliant idea you want to put in, but most of the time, like sometimes you feel stuck. You're like, oh, the words are stuck in my mouth, and you just don't throw it out. So and you, in that moment, in your head, you are saying out loud that, wait, let me talk, hey, it's my turn, let me talk. But you can't say these things because that's going to sound unprofessional. So we just say, I'd like to add something here. Okay, I hope this makes more sense now, like where you can use this one. Well, moving on to, let's say if during a meeting you are the person who's doing a presentation, all right, or if you're a person who's submitting a report or presenting a report, or you are a person who is also a listener and your boss is giving you instruction that I want you to do this, that. So by the end, how can you showcase that you exist? So here you have to take the authority, like how are you going to do this? So what you can say is basically, I want you to take initiative and talk about, rather, I'd put it this way, summarizing the key points. And how are you going to summarize it? Like, let's say your presentation is done. Let's say your thing is done. Your boss has done speaking. What would you say next? How would you summarize those points that your boss said, or whatever the presentation you did? Do you have something to highlight? Okay, I'm going to wait a few seconds. What sentence would you use to summarize the key points that you just mentioned in your presentation, in your report presentation? Yeah. Well, just don't say, yeah, that's it. Oh, that's all. No, no, no. That's unprofessional. So how would we say it in a professional way? We say the key takeaway is 1, 2, 3. Right? So you're going to say the key takeaway is, and then you're going to plot your points. So for example, you can say the key takeaway is that customer satisfaction improved by 15% this quarter. Okay? So this is how you can put it. Now let's get to the last important must-have phrase that I've got for you, is about when you don't agree with somebody is saying something. Like in a discussion, there is always somebody who's going to say some very silly inputs, and you would be like, oh, I don't like that idea. That's a bad idea. And there are also times, like, no, let's do something instead. You can't say these words, all right? You can't say this. It's unprofessional. So how do we say it in a professional way? You can say, could we explore another option? Could we explore another option? Okay, use this one. Well, I'm going to just reiterate all the phrases that I have said, and then you tell me what's the best one that you like in the chat or comment here. So let's start with first one. Could you clarify? Second, let's circle back on this. Third, I'd like to add something here. Fourth, the key takeaway is, and the last one, could we explore another option? Let me know in the comment section below the key phrase that you relate to more, and the key phrase that you think you can use more during your meetings. Well, that's pretty much it. So I was thinking about giving you more, like inputs based on your job roles, but I guess like as we have less viewers, so I'm not going to get into the specific, the, how do you say, like the extra specific mini practice thing that I had for you. So I'm just going to stick to the next part. Now let's talk about the most important part. How can you sound confident and fluent right away? So here's a secret tip that you can do. Like, here is a mini framework that I always follow in my meetings, and I would always recommend my students to do it. So the first thing is that think, pause, speak. Think, pause, speak. Repeat it with me. Think, pause, speak. What I mean by that is that in a meeting, never ever rush yourself. Like, a lot of people do this mistake that when they're in a meeting and like everybody's talking, they would panic and they would just say some inputs. That's perfect. That's perfect. Think, pause, speak. Don't rush. That's what I mean. So in a meeting setting, sometimes you would have like everybody's talking and you feel like you're left behind. Take advantage of that opportunity, because even if you're left behind, you still have the gun in your hands. Like, you still have the opportunity in your hand. Just don't rush. Don't say something silly out of your mouth. No, think, pause, and then speak. All right. Think what you want to speak about. Pause, sorry, pause to rearrange your sentences, organize your ideas better, and then speak. Now, here you'll see grammar, vocabulary is not going to matter. It's the last thing for confidence. What matters is when you think, you pause, rearrange your ideas, and then you speak your idea out. Don't rush. Remember this. Okay? Second thing that you can take care of is stressing on the keywords. Now, what do I mean by that? In this whole conversation that we have been having for like almost 15 minutes, you would see that there are certain points or there are certain words I highlight when I'm talking. Now, even I highlighted or stressed on this word highlight when I'm talking to you. So, why is it important to stress an important word? Let's say I'm your friend, okay? And I am angry because you did something stupid or crazy, you messed up. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to do something and I want you to just listen, okay? Close your eyes and listen to this. I'm just angry. It doesn't matter. I'm just angry. Okay? Now listen to the other one. Close your eyes and listen to this. Yeah, I'm just angry. I'm just angry. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Listen to, I'm going to say it again, okay? Keep your eyes closed. The first one. I'm just angry. Sorry, I'm going to say that again. Okay, close your eyes again. Okay, all right. Here we go. I'm just angry. It doesn't matter. I'm just angry. It doesn't matter. Okay? Now listen to the second thing that I'm going to say. I'm just angry. It doesn't matter. I'm just angry. Doesn't matter. You see? When I say doesn't matter, do you think does it matter to me? It does. That's right. That's what I'm trying to highlight. Am I angry? Am I just angry? Am I just angry? No. I'm just angry. So I have stressed on the word anger here. Okay? So this is how I want you to use it. I'm just angry, stress. Doesn't matter, stress, matter, doesn't matter. Matter, it doesn't matter. But when I say it, it doesn't matter, it does matter. Okay? This will also help you understand people better. Whenever they're stressing a word, they mean that word. All right? The third one is practice storytelling. Now, the most beautiful aspect of storytelling is that when you try to talk to someone like as if you're telling a story, there is probability that they might want to listen to you. All right. Now, how do we do storytelling? Storytelling is a very big aspect. It's something you need to practice, you need to learn. It's not going to happen in this one live session that I'm going to share and you're going to master that. No. But I'm just going to say go and learn professional storytelling skills from people who are communication English coaches. Right? I am available for you guys, but if you're looking for connecting with me personally, just go to the bio page of my channel. You will see that there are different modes you can connect with me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Xiaohongshu, TikTok, and all other social media applications. Just connect with me. All right? I'm here for you to help you out. Well, this is how you're going to develop your confidence. This is how you're going to appear confident and fluent in a business meeting. Remember, think, pause, speak, stress the important keyword. And the last one, learn to talk it like a story. Focus on or practice storytelling with professionals. That's going to be really helpful. Okay. Well, you might be thinking like why I discuss these phrases. So there is a very important reason for this, because one of my students, who is an amazing, famous business person in Taiwan, he obviously he's a business person. He runs a company. He's a CEO and founder of his own company. He went to the US like around a few months back, and he was there for a conference. And I remember like he has been learning with me for more than a year, and Also, like before he went to the conference, for 2 months we were only preparing for this conference. Like we might have prepared for more than 10 lessons just for the presentation. And let me tell you what happened. So after his conference, like after 2 or 3 days, he called me and he said, Gina, you helped me a lot. People were able to understand me. It was in the US and there were like a lot of native speakers and everybody. And he was able to have good communications and conversations with them as well. And the business phrases that I just shared with you had worked wonders for him. He got or generated a lot of business out of that conference. So what I'm trying to highlight is these phrases are important. Learn them, practice them, and use them. All right. And these are just a few tips that I shared with you during this live. Imagine what we could do together if you are working with me on your goals. So yes, like if you would like to reach out to me, feel free. I do help my student with obviously business English, but yes, more than that, I have also been helping my students with IELTS and TOEIC preparation as well, conversational English as well. So yeah, a lot of people also have problems with building their confidence, fluency, and accent training. So I've been working with that as well. So right now, I would say that my students, I work at a very result level. Like I care about results. I care about what my students want. So I'm just gonna highlight. Like I don't want to brag about it, but yes, my students have scored band 8 in IELTS in a very short term. But remember, even if I say short term, what I mean is they have put a lot of time and efforts. So basically, if my availability and your availability coincides, we can get band 8 or we can get whatever the band that you want. But the thing is, like, be ready to put efforts in if you're going to learn with me. All right. So that's important. For TOEIC test, I have students who scored 890 plus, same story. All right. I do have my students working right now at Google, Microsoft, and TSMC. We have prepared together for the interviews and everything, and that's where they are. And yes, most of my students are business professionals. They're also students who want to go abroad or professionals who want to go abroad and settle down. And yeah, like all in all, like I have taught like 10,000 plus lessons globally at the moment to people from everywhere in the world. And if you would like to book lessons with me, just remember one thing: you don't have to purchase a course. You don't. All right. So just go and try one lesson with me as your trial class. No subscription or no big lesson purchase needed. Just go for your first trial class. And yeah, the trial lesson price is definitely going to be a little bit lower than my major or other lesson prices. Well, yeah, that's how it's going to be. So what I'm trying to highlight is if you really feel the need to learn, feel free to reach out. All right. And I want you to understand one thing about my approach is that we work on understanding you and your needs. And that's how we plan our lessons. I guess people have connected now, but oh wow, we are just almost at the end of our live session. By the way, this live session was all about business English mastery, and I have shared some of the tips with my students. I mean, sorry, I usually take lessons. So, yes, like I've shared some tips. If you have any question related to business English, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm right here. And anyways, like we are entering our Q&A session at the moment. So feel free to reach out and put your questions in the comment section. Yeah, that's what I would say. And as we are also talking, I would be highlighting one more point that remember, mastering business English is not about grammar. It's not about knowing a lot of fancy vocabularies. No, it's all about confidence. It's all about communication, and it's all about opportunities that you can create for yourself. All right. That's how I work with my students. And I love to work with that intensity. Like right now, the way you see me, I'm the same way, like all the time, even in my classes. So, yes. And yeah, like please feel free to drop a comment. And I think somebody has connected. Like, would you like to tell your name here? I mean, if you want, I can just give you some tips, like in short, like if you want me to, because I guess like we would be closing the live in 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. So, I mean, if you want me to share, I like that there is somebody else who connected. Right. Okay. I mean, if you want to ask questions, please feel free. My chat is all open. Yeah, and just to summarize, like what we did today is we started with the introduction. Then we moved on with must have business phrases, where we discussed 5 important phrases. How and where can we use those phrases at work? And we also got the secret of learning how to develop your confidence and fluency. It's not basically developing, but some important secret ingredient that I only share with my students. That's something that I shared in the live today, and that tool is going to help you sound confident no matter wherever you are, with whosoever you're having your business meetings with. And then yeah, I talked about like what I can help you with, and now we are in our Q&A session. So if you guys have any question, please feel free to ask. I'm right here. And if not, then we would be closing the session in 5 minutes, or like in 2 minutes. Like I'm still here. So yeah, I'll wait for your questions. We have a few viewers, so like please feel free to put your comments. All right, if we have no questions, it's okay. Like you can just put like no questions, and that will be okay too. All right, so okay, perfect. So I guess we would be closing now. Thank you so much for connecting with us. And okay, perfect. All right, we got one no question. There is another viewer. Like, do you have any questions? Please feel free. I don't really know who you are. Otherwise, I would definitely highlight and talk to you. Wouldn't mind that. Okay, all right. So I guess we're gonna be ending the live now. I hope this live helps to people, and we'll see. Take care. Bye bye and thank you so much for connecting, everybody who did connect. All right. Have fun. Have a great Sunday.